All right, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges in AI right now. How do you take a really cool agent you've built on your laptop and turn it into something a real business can actually depend on? It's this whole journey from a clever demo to a trusted product. So let's dive in.
This sentence just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, getting an agent to work in a controlled environment, that's one thing. But actually earning the trust of your company and more importantly, your customers when it's out there in the wild, wow, that is the real mountain to climb.
And look, this isn't some abstract, theoretical problem. When you rush an agent into production without putting the right safeguards in place, the consequences can be, well, they can be a total disaster. Let me show you exactly what I mean. These are not just hypotheticals, these are real-world nightmares. Imagine your support agent getting tricked by a customer into just giving away free stuff, or a user finding some clever loophole to get access to sensitive company data. You could even have an agent that just runs wild over the weekend, racking up a huge cloud bill, and nobody even knows until Monday morning. These aren't just tech glitches, you guys, they are major business risks. So what is going on here? Well, we see this pattern over and over. A staggering 80% of the work isn't even on the core AI model itself. It's spent on all the stuff around it, the infrastructure, the security, the testing. And why is that? It's because unlike normal software, AI agents aren't deterministic. You can't predict exactly what they'll do. So you need totally new kinds of monitoring and guardrails. This gap, this is the last mile. And it's where most AI projects get completely stuck.
So yeah, the key thing to get is that there's this huge chasm between a prototype and a real production system. A prototype? It's a clever demo. It works by itself on a good day. But a production system? It has to be trusted. It has to be secure and scalable. You have to be able to control and monitor its costs. They are two completely different worlds. So the big question is, how do we get across that chasm?
The journey actually starts long before your agent ever sees a real user. We're going to forge that trust, step by step, through a really disciplined, automated process.
And you know what? It all boils down to one simple but incredibly powerful idea: evaluation-gated deployment. So what does that actually mean? It just means that no version of your agent ever reaches users without first passing a whole battery of tests that prove it's high quality and safe. Think of it as our ultimate quality checkpoint.
We make this happen through a three-phase pipeline that kind of acts like a funnel, catching errors early before they become big problems. First, pre-merge. We run super fast checks before any new code is even allowed in. Next, post-merge. We deploy to a staging area for some heavier testing and to get feedback from our own internal teams. And only after all of that, with a final human sign-off, do we even think about promoting it to production.
But even after all those checks, we don't just flip a giant switch for everybody. No way. We use these safe rollout strategies. For example, a canary release means we show the new version to maybe 1% of users first, just to see how it goes. Or a blue-green deployment, where we keep the old version running on standby, ready for an instant rollback if anything weird happens. These are our safety nets for that final step into the wild.
Okay, deep breath. The agent is live, but our work is so far from over. Now the game changes. The new challenge is managing this autonomous system while it's interacting with thousands, maybe millions of real people.
And the key to managing this is a continuous loop. It never stops. We observe what the agent is doing in real time, we act immediately to keep things stable and safe, and we evolve the agent over time based on everything we're learning. Let's break that down. To observe what's going on, we really rely on three pillars working together. First, you've got logs. Think of these as the super detailed diary of every single thing that happened. Then you have traces. These are the story, the narrative that connects the dots and tells you why something happened. And finally, metrics. That's the high-level report card that tracks the overall performance. Observing is great, but it's pretty useless if you can't act on what you see. So what do you do when your monitoring system starts screaming that there's a threat, like, say, a new prompt injection attack that's trying to trick your agent? You need a playbook. Your act phase is all about reflexes. First, you contain the threat instantly. Maybe you use something called a circuit breaker to just shut off a risky tool. Then you triage the problem, send all the suspicious stuff to a human to investigate. And finally, you resolve the root cause by creating a fix and pushing it through that same trusted deployment pipeline we talked about earlier. Okay, so we've got a solid process to safely run and improve a single agent.
That is a huge win. But the real power, the true game changer, comes when you have dozens of specialized agents all working together. And for that to work, they need to learn how to collaborate.
This collaboration thing really relies on two different ways of communicating. Think of it like this. MCP is for giving simple, direct commands to tools. It's like saying, hey, database, fetch me this user's record. But A2A, or agent to agent, that's for delegating big, complex goals to other smart agents. That's like saying, hey, analysis agent, figure out why customer turn is up this month. And this auto shop example just nails how they work together. So a customer uses A2A to tell the shop manager agent what's wrong with their car. The manager then uses A2A to delegate the job to a specialized mechanic agent. That mechanic agent then uses MCP to operate its specific tools, like a diagnostic scanner. And finally, the mechanic might use A2A again to order a part from a totally different supplier agent. See? A to A for high-level goals, MCP for specific tasks. We've covered a ton of ground here: pre-production, operations, and even getting agents to work together. So now let's just zoom out and see how all these pieces click together into one big, cohesive framework. It's time to see the whole picture. This whole process, this brand new way of thinking, it has a name: Agent Ops. It borrows a lot of great ideas from things like DevOps and MLOps, but it's custom built for the totally unique challenges of AI agents. I mean, these things are autonomous, they're interactive, they remember things from past conversations. That's why Agent Ops isn't just a new set of tools. It's a fundamental shift in mindset. We're moving from just deploying code to actually managing and guiding autonomous systems. And here's the real prize. This isn't just about safety and reliability, even though those are absolutely crucial. The true value of getting good at Agent Ops is speed. It's the ability to take what you're learning from real users and turn that into improvements that are live in hours, not months. Your agent stops being a static thing you deployed once. It becomes a living product that is constantly learning and evolving. So we'll end with this question for you. Building the agent, that's just the first step. The real challenge, and honestly the real opportunity, is in bridging that last mile, going from that clever prototype to a trusted product that creates real, continuous value for your business. The principles of Agent Ops, that's how you get there. Thanks so much for watching.